Okie dokie. So Bernard sent me this video. Let's take a look. So this weightlifting coach is saying you should probably do your clean pulls like this. So I want to. Oh, I wish I could pause this. Let's watch it one more time, and then I want to pause it on his punchline at the end, and then we can talk about that in a second. So flat-footed, a shrug at the top, and controlled touch and go is what he's saying we should be doing. And then his claim is a heavy pull with aggressive contact and no eccentric probably isn't reinforcing your positions as much as you need it to. Okay, so I agree, but I also disagree. So these are two different movements, both have really good value, but they serve a different purpose. So on this particular one, I 100% agree that time under tension in a good position, which I would say he is maintaining. If you look at from the floor, the pull looks really good. His feet are flat. He's staying over the bar. He gets to about mid to about the knee. He's still covering the bar really good. And then he does a finish at the top, which I like. Going down, yes, I do agree that you do gain a lot of strength and positional awareness by having that centric going down. And it's the same reason why I really, really hate when people drop their deadlifts from the top on a heavy day. You know, if you're doing Metcon, sure, drop the bar because you're trying to be as efficient as possible. But on strength day, it is actually more valuable to lower the bar with control so you can get the benefit of the eccentric going down. Now, here's where I don't necessarily agree that we should always be doing this, and here's why. When I teach the heavy clean pulls, where we have the explosive up and then just kind of follow the bar down without the eccentric. The reason why I like that is because you'll have three reps where you practice finding tension on the first rep. Typically in a CrossFit setting, when people do touch and go deadlifts, their first rep always looks like trash because they don't know how to create tension off the floor. And then every subsequent rep looks good because they're already on tension. Now, to prove my point, let's watch his first rep when he starts his pull. Look right here on his lumbar spine. Oh, here it is. You see how he has this kind of rotation and twist right here as he comes up, his hips shoot left. So, yes, for every single rep from here on out, going up and down, you do get the benefit of having that time under tension, eccentric loading to get you strong and reinforce the positions. However, you're also, but now you're missing out on the opportunity to learn how to create tension from the floor for a single rep, which for an Olympic lifter is arguably more important, especially if you're competitive because you only have three total attempts. If your first rep always sucks, and his was suboptimal in my opinion, his finding attention wasn't the greatest, even though the rest of his positions were good. I think it's a missed opportunity if you only do clean pulls this way. So I would say, sure, add some balance. Maybe do some clean pulls where you're working on the explosiveness and then use this as a finisher. So do both. I would say do the explosive version first because the eccentric is gonna tire out your nervous system pretty hard, and then you won't be able to develop the explosiveness. So Coach Bergner usually encourages us to only do three reps per set and to make sure that they're explosive because we want to be explosive. Whereas this is not training explosiveness, it's training position, which isn't bad. I mean, there's other drills that I teach for the sake of practicing position, like this guy is saying. So let me show you an example. I was just showing this to someone earlier. Where is it? That's here, my computer somewhere. Okay, this is a pause snatch pull, not a clean pull, but it's the same idea, except for this one, I'm hitting both the positional and also making sure that you find tension from the floor. So here's my version of this video. I just happened to be looking at it earlier today. So this is what we typically see out of CrossFitters when they do a heavy pull. They're always in the heels. They want to get behind the bar too early. So here's my answer to that. So what we want is this. So this is a snatch version. I'm going to pause at mid thigh. One of the best ways. I'm going to turn off the audio. Pause in mid thigh so you can develop that awareness of the launch position or the pockets position, as some people call it. Pause there and then do the vertical drive. And then for me, I don't want the eccentric here because I'm trying to maintain explosiveness. So again, find my tension, come off the floor, pause, and then drive. And then I go for a third one. Push, pause, and then try to be as explosive as possible. So which one's wrong? Which one's right? I don't think there is a wrong or right for those three versions. I think they're all useful tools depending on the person you're coaching. But that's why we teach it the way we do it. So how about the no contact aspect? Let me see. We're not asking about no contact aspect. Let's see here. Is there contact in this one that he's doing? Flat-footed. There is grazing. I'm trying to understand. Okay, a heavy pull with eccentric with aggressive contact and no eccentric. So he's talking about aggressive contact and no eccentric, which is what people tend to teach, and that's actually what I teach, kind of. Like contact shouldn't really be aggressive. If you're banging the bar and you're making a really aggressive contact with it, to me that means you're creating horizontal hip extension instead of vertical. So we usually talk about creating a brush effect. So the hips brush the bar instead of an aggressive contact. So I'm not really sure what he means by that. I know the Chinese like to train no contact, snatch and clean pulls, and I don't have a whole lot of experience with that. It's not something that I practice myself or teach anyone to practice, mostly because the majority of people that I coach are CrossFitters, and so they don't have the basics ironed out yet. So why give them more nuance? So that's kind of my position on that. I don't really coach the no contact. Was that helpful, Bernard? Cool. All right. Do you have any other video for us to look at? Nope. Okay. All right.